you're going to get irritated with each other, right? And so when I've recognized that for the girls, I usually explain to you guys, like, it's time to have some grace for each other. It's time to give each other a break. It's time to not get, stuck on the little thing somebody said, right? Isn't that what you typically try to do?
Yeah, that's what we try to do by the end of it, especially when we feel like we got so much arguing. We're like, we don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We're like, it's going to be okay. Or like, especially with some of our other siblings, they do need some space. It's not like they can kind of get over it after a little bit. Some of them actually do need a little space to process it, to kind of think about what's going on, to honestly have some space. Because I get that whenever I need space, I kind of tell my mom, I'm kind of tired right now. I need a little space for my siblings. I love them, but I need space, And that's okay. You don't have to be with them 24/7.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Okay, back in the studio with Abby and with Chrissy. In our last episode, we were talking about just kind of our summer schedule and how we have fun during the summer. And today we kind of want to talk about how the kids all connect with each other in the summer. Because again, schedules are so different in the summer than they are in the winter, fall, school season, I should say. And so just wanted to kind of talk about, sometimes I think people, are so busy during the school year and they have to really prioritize how to have family time, how to connect with their siblings, how to, just have a schedule that makes sense for them. In the summer, you feel like you have so much time sometimes to hang out, do things together. And that's true somewhat, but schedules, again, get full, even in the summer. And then sometimes you just get on each other's nerves because you are with each other a lot. Yeah. And there's not that normal schedule. Like, I can tell for our family, school starts in like a couple weeks. I don't even know, like a month or so. And everybody will be ready for it, kind of something different. But in the summertime, how do you guys, number one, enjoy connecting with your family, connecting with your siblings, when you don't have the outlet maybe of going to do your sports or friends or whatever the case may be as much. I mean, obviously you can hang out with people still, but everyone's busy. Families are busy in the summer. Lots of holidays, lots of traveling and stuff like that, just like we do. It feels like a lot of times families are on opposite schedules. I was just trying to schedule some tennis and stuff for Drew and Ellie with some partners for tennis, and their family's traveling the week we're not traveling and stuff like that. So how do you do that?
Well, I really feel like it all depends on what you prioritize. Like you were saying, how summer schedules do get busy. And if you prioritize other things versus family connection, then that time's just going to slip away from you, right? So I feel like one thing in our family that we really prioritize is making sure we're connecting with each other and keep getting closer and closer versus further away with all the activities getting in the way. Plus, since we're always spending time with each other, instead of letting, the little arguments or whatever get in the way, make sure we're still connecting because we love each other and we want to make sure we keep getting closer, right? So I feel like some of the fun things I do to enjoy time with my siblings is one, like we were saying a little bit in the last episode, is Ellie and I do an art fair over the summer. And what we really enjoy is not even just doing the art fair together, but making our products together and making sure we're talking about our business all the time and different ideas for our business. And we're doing the promotions together and we're taking pictures and we just do it all together versus separately. So like maybe I'm making my little resin creations while she's making her bracelets, or she's making her candles while I'm hanging out and talking with her. We make sure we're really connecting with each other through that. And I feel like the other day I thought it was really sweet. She was like, Chrissy, I think it's really fun that we get to do this together and that it's just something that you and I can do together. And I was like, I totally agree with you, Elle. And I just think that's one of the most special things we do together.
I gotta say, one of the special things I do with one of our siblings, like Hunter, is we got this pickleball net that we put on our driveway. And it could just be like, I don't feel like playing, I can do something else. But I take that time to play with her together, whether it is we're just hitting back and forth, and we don't really know pickleball. We don't really play it. We just play it for fun, and we just get to hang out with each other. And I'm just like, wasn't that so good? I'm like, it was so good. And she just loves it, and she gets excited, and it's just a cool bonding that me and Hunter get, even though it was such a big age gap, and it could feel like, I could do other things with my time. No, I want to take that time to spend with her, and we just get a lot of connection that way.
Yeah, that was really great what you said. How about you, Mom?
Some things that I do to bond with my siblings.
No, with us.
One of the things, though, I will tell you, you mentioned it in the last one, is that we went and visited my parents in Michigan a couple weeks ago. And my brother and sister-in-law and their kiddos live within 20, 30 minutes of my parents. So very convenient. And whenever we are there in town, I make sure that one of the ways I connect with my brother specifically when we are, in the same location is having genuine conversations with him, slowing down and having genuine conversations, playing card games, something that will connect us and we'll remember. And so, sometimes, again, when you're traveling and visiting family during the summertime, you can kind of get wrapped up with, hey, let's go do a bunch of stuff. Let's go get ice cream. Let's go to amusement park. Let's go to the pool. Let's go. And you don't have any genuine conversations. Right. That's one thing I try to do is when I'm personally with my brother, which happens to be in the summer every year, I make sure that I'm having genuine conversations with him.
Wow, that's good. Let me think. There's so many of us that we connect in so many different ways, but one way I connect with Drews is he likes to practice golf in our golf simulator in the garage. And whether I'm out there just talking to him and playing music, we switch off. You pick a song, then I pick a song, and then you pick a song, and we're just kind of jamming, doing our thing. Sometimes I'm, doing a project, or sometimes I'm just sitting in there and talking with him and, asking about his golf game and what he's excited about. And I feel like that's one of the ways that we connect, and we both really, really enjoy it.
I know. I think especially for Drews, because he's the only boy, when we find something to play with him or be around him with, he's so excited about it.
For sure. He always wants someone to play with him. And he is always so gracious and loving to us girls. And I feel like whenever we want to do something with him, he really enjoys it.
I think a thing that I do to connect with Chrissy and Bella is like during the day we do a lot of stuff together, whether it is driving to things or doing whatever, but we always hang out together. We do a lot of things together. Specifically with Chrissy, I feel like we hang out a lot together. We're like always somehow next to each other when it comes to a lot of things, and we're always talking, we're always playing music because we both like music, and we're like, did you see the new one that came out for this and that? And we just get a lot of bonding just during the day because we're quite a bit together. Is what I'd say.
Yeah, we are. Abby and I definitely have like a kind of like a musical connection. All of us play, but me and her are definitely into like the new worship songs coming out from our favorite artists and things. And we're always talking about like, oh, did you hear that progression? Or, oh, did you like that riff or anything like that? And we're always talking about like, expanding our knowledge about the music that we play, but also listening to other music together. So I think that's a really good way that we connect.
I think one way that I love to connect with all the kiddos is making sure our nightly connect. Many times people are busy throughout the day, but by the end of the night, we're kind of all ready to, hang out somewhat together before everyone kind of goes and does whatever they want to do to relax for the night. And some of that does have to do with, again, pickleball on the driveway, or maybe that's volleyball out in the backyard, or maybe that's, having a conversation outside together. Dad and I make sure that we're available so that we can not only be around when you guys are playing just fun little sports like that outside for fun, but around to answer questions and just be together and hang out and laugh and talk about things.
Yeah, for sure. We all really enjoy that nighttime.
Okay. Anybody else want to add something how they connect maybe with anybody else?
I connect with our little sister Hunter in a lot of different ways because, she's the princess and we all love doing her up and making sure that she looks good. But I feel like one of the things I do is I do her hair a lot.
You do.
And I really enjoy it personally because, I want to become a hairdresser one day and I think it's good practice. But I think she really enjoys it. She'll just tell me what she wants every day. And sometimes we'll do something fancy like an Elsa braid or something like that. And we'll get her all dressed up. Or sometimes she's like, can you just do a simple ponytail? I'm like, sure. And I feel like just we talk, we connect, we laugh, we have fun. And I feel like that's a fun way we connect.
I do too. Now let's go over a couple of things. So obviously you guys could go on how you connect with everybody and whatnot, but when things get a little tight because you've been together so much in the summertime, what do you guys do to, kind of maybe give space and grace to each other?
Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of hard in the moment, obviously, because when you're mad, you're not exactly thinking straight. But sometimes you can just get mad about the silliest, smallest things. And I think in the moment, we have to realize this isn't a big deal. Let's give each other some space. Maybe we allow one person to go read in their room while the other person does something else. We give each other some space for at least a few hours. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Be like, this wasn't a big deal. I was mad because of this. You were mad because of this. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Let's go do something fun together kind of thing. So we make sure that we give each other space for a few hours because we know that we're together all the time. And it's really, really easy to get mad at each other when you're doing sports together and hanging out together and sleeping together and, sharing the same room and all the things. And I feel like it's really good to just be willing to give each other some space to do their own thing without judging them for that. And I feel like that's really good.
Yeah, I think specifically with me and you, we tend to get in a lot of little tiffs with each other during the day.
During certain days, it's worse than others. And some days we're like the best of friends, but yeah.
I feel like between me and you, it could be really highs or really lows for a hot minute. But I feel like between me and you, we always find it. We're like, at the end of the day, we're going to be okay.
And sometimes
it's seriously going to be okay.
In the middle of an argument, we're like, what the heck are we arguing about?
And I'm like, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore.
We're like, sorry.
We're like, it's okay.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I was explaining it to the girls, and I don't remember who was in the room at the time, but I was explaining to the girls, like specifically in our situation, with the 3 older girls, I mean, they do every sport together. They're in all the same grades. They have all the same friends. They have the same coaches. They serve at church in the same capacity. Like everything they do is interacted together. Most people, their kids have friends because their kids have different ages. You know what I mean? So obviously a 16-year-old would be hanging out with 16-year-old friends while maybe their 12-year-old was hanging out with 12-year-old friends, And so in our situation, because you guys are all the same age and the same grade and the same sports, like everything interacts quite a bit. And so by default, like, you're going to get irritated with each other, right? And so when I've recognized that for the girls, I usually explain to you guys, like, it's time to have some grace for each other. It's time to give each other a break. It's time to not get, stuck on the little thing somebody said, right? Isn't that what you typically try to do?
Yeah, that's what we try to do by the end of it, especially when we feel like we got so much arguing. We're like, we don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We're like, it's going to be okay. Or like, especially with some of our other siblings, they do need some space. It's not like they can kind of get over it after a little bit. Some of them actually do need a little space to process it, to kind of think about what's going on, to honestly have some space. Because I get that whenever I need space, I kind of tell my mom, I'm kind of tired right now. I need a little space for my siblings. I love them, but I need space, And that's okay. You don't have to be with them 24/7. You do all the things to connect with them. And mom will say, hey, it's time to come back, time to connect again, But at the same time, you also give grace for when they need space. Because otherwise, if you don't have those boundaries and also have parents that you can tell to, you can really explode with your siblings, and it can really become a bigger deal than it needs to be.
Yeah, I feel like that's really good. Just the fact that we need to give each other grace and intentionally realize that we might be tired, we might be, kind of uptight because we've been with each other the whole time, like giving each other grace in different situations, not getting, all wigged out about a little thing they said. They probably didn't mean it. Just make sure that it's going one ear out the other and still having grace. You still love each other. It's going to be fine by the end of the day. Just making sure that you're not going to get in little tiffs just for nothing.
Yeah, I think specifically because we're such a, high capacity family that, we do have a lot going on at any given time. Like sometimes we kind of try to downplay everything going on, but with multiple businesses and trips and sports and, siblings and, Dad and I have several things going on, activities and whatnot ourselves that, it can be a lot some days. And so I think talking it through is probably number one. Giving grace and trying to just, like you said earlier, Abby, like, I don't even know what I'm talking about or why I'm arguing about this today. I think I need a moment, recognizing our own boundaries, taking our morning time. Chrissy was just saying, like, she likes to do some of her work at a different time of the day versus Abby, and that brings her peace in her day, figuring out what really gives us a moment to take a minute for ourselves, I think is so important too. The girls have been really trying to figure that out. I mean, Chrissy's been really working on some of her, health journey with, just being healthy for sports and stuff. And she's going to the club and doing her own like cold plunges or steam sauna or whatever. And that's your alone time, like where you can regroup. Or Abby's been doing a lot of it, like she said, in the morning when she can, just take a minute, do what she needs to do, listen to her music and have a slow morning. Like finding your own space so that you don't feel like you constantly have to be, interacting with somebody else.
Right, for sure. And I think that's really good.
I also feel like another way is when you have healthy parents like we do, even if you are starting to feel like I'm going to explode soon. It's kind of what we call it. We're like, I'm going to explode soon. Like I can go up to mom and say, hey, mom, will you spend some time with me? I got a lot of like just things I'm trying to work through. I'm trying not to get mad at this sibling, but I'm actually really mad at them right now, but I don't want to burst. Like, can we have just some one-on-one time? And I feel like that also kind of gives you time to just like space off and get some like really good, like, mommy and me time, of course, but also what they have to say. They're your parents, and I know my mom has worked really hard on growing herself, so I really like take her advice and I really like ask for it. I'm like, Mom, can we just go on a walk, or can we go on a car ride, or can we just have some time together? Is it okay if Hunter doesn't come this time? Is it okay? And Mom's like, you know what, it is okay. And sometimes it actually just doesn't work. She's like, we could do it a little bit later, but like most times mom works really hard on finding the time for us, each of us individually, to have that space where we can feel like we can open up, but also to hear us, but also help us walk through of how to properly like handle the situation.
That's good.
Yeah, totally agree.
Good conversations.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.